Hello, how's it going? Welcome back to another video. Today's video is a follow-on from a previous video, which I did. Cut long story short, wanted to sell all my Micro Four Thirds gear to invest in my full frame gear. And at the end of the video, I say that I'm going to invest in a much budget-friendly kit. So this is the first video of a series of videos I'm going to do about the building of my small, budget-friendly, cheap when I can, Micro Four Thirds kit. Now, when thinking about this kit, I'm also considering the kit I used to own and how I'm going to fill that hole in my heart with a cheaper, not necessarily bad, but definitely a more affordable version of that bit of kit. And this lens in particular, which I'm going to talk about now, is replacing my amazing, but no longer with me, Panasonic 9mm f1.7. I'm not a wide angle kind of guy, but I do like to shoot landscapes from time to time. I do appreciate a good landscape photograph. I do like to use a wide angle for, if I'm city breaks, architecture, things like that. Definitely comes in handy to have a wide angle lens. And the Panasonic f1.7 was a really gorgeous lens. There's a lot of options from Olympus and Panasonic and third-party manufacturers, but I thought for the price, the 9mm had it all, what I needed. And what I mean by that is, there was a lot of wide-angle lenses you could buy from those manufacturers, from those brands, but there was always something quite up. It was either a variable aperture, not fast enough, too fisheye, or a bulbous front element, which would prove difficult to get ND filters on, or any of the kind of filtration. So these were some of the two expensive options I was looking at. The Olympus 7 to 14 f2.8, the Panasonic 10 to 25 f1.7, the Olympus 8 to 25 f4, the Panasonic 7 to 14 f4, and the Panasonic 8 to 18. So some good options there, but for me personally, if I was going to invest in this price bracket of wide angle lens, I would probably just go for the 9mm f1.7 again. So I looked at cheaper wide angle lenses, and there are a few, and you got the likes of the TT Artisan brand, like the 10mm f2, Samyang 7.5, f3.5, or even the 7 Artisan 7.5mm f2.8. And these look like really fun lenses, and optically don't look too bad for the price, and you can get some bright lenses, particularly the 10mm f2 and the 7.5mm f2.8, so potential for astrophotography right there. Going down this road of wide angle lenses and looking at all these kind of options, I decided that in order to make it easier for myself, what was I willing to sacrifice? So a bright wide angle lens, probably I could sacrifice, because more often or not, I'm going to use this little kit for, everyday kind of stuff, city breaks, maybe the odd holiday somewhere. So predominantly going to be shooting in the daytime. So didn't really need to have a fast lens. I did want to have autofocus though, and I did want to have something around that 9mm field of view. So the only option I could really think of was the 9 to 18 from Olympus. And this is the f4 to 5.6. This is the first version. There was a second version. So the first version was 2010, and the second version came out in just last year. So there are differences between the two, and the second one is probably a lot better, built better coatings. I think it's weather sealed too, which is a big plus, I guess. That's another thing I'll be for going with the 9 to 18mm. But it is a lovely lens. Here it is. can I get too close with the Mica 35mm f2? It's a collapsible lens, so you can see there's the switch there. So if I push up the switch and twist, it extends. So that's at 18, that's at 9mm, so it gets a bit longer on the wider end. So in reality, if this is on the end of your camera and you haven't collapsed it, it's going to be about that length. So only really collapsible when you're traveling with it, I guess. So there we go. Reminds me a lot of the full frame 18 to 40 from Panasonic, which I've got for the S9. Very similar, but no switch. You just turn the zoom ring and it collapses nicely. So again, that's 40mm. That's 18mm. We have a little comparison. Hang on 2 seconds. So that is. So they're both on their widest, and the 9mm is a bit taller. Obviously, the full frame lens is a bit wider, but definitely taller than the 18 to 40. Anyway, just a few things to note about the lens. Like I said, it's not weather sealed. There's no optical stabilization. So that means that going forward, I need to look at a camera body which can have that in-body image stabilization. It's collapsible, like I just demonstrated. It doesn't come with a lens hood, which is fucking annoying. I don't know why Olympus do that, but it should do. But there are third-party brands you can rely on for that. Variable aperture from 4 to 5.6. Which is not bad for landscape. I mean, if you're going to do some landscapes during the day, f4 to 5.6, it's probably like an f8 to f11, which is around that sweet spot for landscape photography. And you could push it a little bit more without getting diffraction as well. So you probably get a real deep, sharp image with this lens. So it does have a plastic body and a metal mount. So it doesn't feel cheap. It's quite light. So it's not a chore to carry around with you. It's quite a nice, light, compact lens, and it does produce good images. Not optically perfection, but you know, center sharpness is there, and if you stop down enough, you'll get some sharpness and clarity in the corners. Or again, if you stop down as well, there's less chance of any vignetting, although I didn't find the vignetting too severe wide open. So optically, a decent lens. And I got this for around £170 used on eBay in really good condition. So there are some bargains to have. My budget was around 200, so to go under was fantastic. And I'm overall really, really happy. And, you know, I probably would have shown you some stills as I go through this video. So you'll see from the stills that you can get some nice shots with this, and it does a reasonably good close focusing. I'll find out exactly what that is and put it on the screen right about here, but it does do some nice close focusing. And that was something I was missing from the 9mm f1.7, the ability to get close and create some interesting compositions with a wide angle lens with a shallow depth of field. God, I miss that lens so much. Okay, that's it for me. I will be back with some more kit. I have bought some kit. I've got some kit coming my way. So join me on my little journey of buying older, sometimes older, but affordable kit for a affordable, cheap. I'll try and keep it cheap, but definitely affordable kit. Yeah, a nice, affordable Micro Four Thirds kit. So yeah, don't forget, like, subscribe. Don't forget to comment. Do you own the 9 to 18? Was I missing a trick with another lens perhaps I should have bought? Let me know in the comment section down below. Thanks for watching and goodbye.